In this video, we'll be taking a look at 5 MLB games happening on June 7, 2025, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 10 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 5 MLB games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start, if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Chicago Cubs versus Detroit Tigers. The Saturday Major League Baseball schedule is set to get underway with an afternoon matinee as the Chicago Cubs travel to take on the Detroit Tigers at the beautiful Comerica Park. This interleague matchup features two teams who have gotten off to strong starts, and it should be an interesting contest for those following game outcomes. When you look at how these two offenses have been performing during the month of June, a bit of a difference starts to emerge. The Chicago Cubs have been averaging a healthy 5.5 runs over their 4 games played so far this month. The Detroit Tigers, meanwhile, have been scoring at a slightly lower clip, averaging 4.4 runs in their 5 games played in the calendar month thus far. The ability to come through with clutch hits with runners in scoring position throughout the entire season also reveals a significant gap between these two ball clubs. Chicago has been exceptional in these situations, ranking second in all of baseball with an impressive .878 team OPS with runners in scoring position. Detroit has been decent but not nearly as effective, sitting in 10th place with a .746 team OPS in those same crucial chances. Furthermore, the Cubs have had the better of the Tigers in their recent history, holding a 3-1 record in their last 4 head-to-head meetings. Both of these teams have enjoyed strong starts to their respective seasons, with each sitting in first place in their divisions. However, in this particular matchup, the Chicago Cubs seem to hold a distinct edge, especially in the pitching department. The Cubs will be sending Jameson Taillon to the mound, and he has already recorded 8 quality starts this season, which provides a level of assurance that he'll be able to pitch deep into this game and give his team a chance to win. The Tigers starter, Montero, has had a much harder time getting deep into games, having logged just 1 single quality start so far this year. The Cubs have also been playing well recently, coming into this series opener on Friday night, having won 4 of their last 5 games. The Tigers are certainly playing good baseball themselves, but the clear pitching mismatch in this contest is likely what will ultimately do them in. As our first pick for this matchup, the Chicago Cubs money line is our full game side pick. While Jameson Taillon has pitched effectively for the most part this season, he is certainly not invincible and will likely give up a few runs, particularly by way of the long ball. He has shown a vulnerability to the home run, having already given up a concerning 16 home runs this season, and a powerful Tigers lineup is bound to catch a hold of at least one of his pitches. Taillon's performance on the road has also been less impressive, as he holds an earned run average of nearly 4.5 in his away starts this season. The Cubs games have also tended to be higher scoring when he's on the mound, with the over hitting in 3 of his last 5 starts. The Detroit Tigers have seen a similar trend when their starter, Montero, is on the mound, with the total going over in 3 of his last 5 starts as well. Montero currently has an earned run average of over 4, and it's expected that he'll get hit hard in this particular spot against a potent Cubs lineup. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Arizona Diamondbacks versus Cincinnati Reds. We're turning our attention to the middle game of a weekend series on the baseball diamond. This matchup features a pair of National League teams, both hoping to find some much-needed positive momentum in the land of skyline Chili. The Arizona Diamondbacks are in town to play the second game of their 3-game set against the Cincinnati Reds this Saturday afternoon. The unsurprising but certainly saddening news broke on Friday that Corbin Burnes will have to undergo Tommy John surgery, a procedure that will unfortunately cause him to miss the remainder of the 2025 season. This is a tough blow for an Arizona team that is already underachieving based on their lofty preseason expectations. It's a situation that could potentially lead them to become sellers at the trade deadline unless they can get hot and string together some wins very soon. Cincinnati, on the other hand, did not enter their season with such high expectations, but their current 30-33 record is not far behind Arizona's 31-31 mark. The Reds will be starting Nick Martinez in this game, and the veteran right-hander will be looking to build upon what has been a pretty strong start to his season overall. His most recent outing was not his best, as he allowed 5 earned runs to a lethal Chicago Cubs lineup, but it's important to note that his previous 8 starts all resulted in him allowing 3 or fewer earned runs. Arizona certainly has an above-average offense, but in this particular pitching matchup, Martinez is my preferred starting option. Ryan Nelson is set to take the ball for Arizona when they take the field in the bottom of the first inning. This will mark his 4th start and his 14th appearance overall for the Diamondbacks this season. Nelson will be pitching on 6 days of rest for this start, which should have him well prepared. His last outing was a brief one against Washington, where he threw just 62 pitches while facing a total of 15 batters. Still, I have some doubts about how deep he will be able to work into this game, given his somewhat spotty workload throughout the season and the well-known patience that this Cincinnati Reds lineup tends to show at the plate. I can tell you that this game is definitely not my favorite one on Saturday's slate of games, but I do find myself leaning towards the Reds to come out on top at the current pricing. As our first pick for this matchup, the Cincinnati Reds money line is our full game side pick. Both of these teams have certainly shown some flashes of offensive potential at the plate, but their more recent trends seem to suggest that we might be in for a slower-paced matchup in this one. Ryan Nelson has actually been more effective when pitching on the road, demonstrating an ability to keep hitters off balance and uncomfortable. Nick Martinez, meanwhile, tends to pitch to contact, which can be effective in limiting the long ball and preventing big innings. Neither of these offenses has been consistently hitting for power recently, and both clubs currently find themselves ranked in the bottom third of the league in slugging percentage over the last 2 weeks. Additionally, it's worth noting that neither team really excels when it comes to drawing walks, a factor that could limit the number of base runners and subsequent run-scoring chances. With 2 pitchers on the mound who are capable of working efficiently and avoiding those big, game-changing innings, a low-scoring affair seems to be the most likely outcome here. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Toronto Blue Jays versus Minnesota Twins. It's time for some Saturday afternoon Major League Baseball action, as the Toronto Blue Jays are set to take on the Minnesota Twins from the beautiful Target Field. This interleague contest features 2 teams looking to make their mark, and it should be an interesting one for those who follow game outcomes. There's a saying in baseball that a team that's in form is one of the most dangerous opponents you can face, and that certainly applies to the Toronto Blue Jays right now. They have absolutely rocketed up the standings, having won an impressive 8 of their last 9 games coming into this particular outing. During this hot streak, both Toronto's pitching and their offense have been firing on all cylinders, with their offense now ranking 8th in the league in batting average. For this game, they will be starting their ace, Kevin Gausman, and Toronto has a solid 7-5 record in games that he has started this season. The Minnesota Twins, on the other hand, will turn to Chris Paddock, who currently holds a 2-5 record on the year. While I can understand the appeal of backing the Twins when they're playing at home, I simply can't bring myself to jump off the Blue Jays bandwagon given their current incredible form. The Twins have certainly done a commendable job of getting themselves back on track after a rough start to their season, but they can be a team that runs very hot and cold, showing flashes of brilliance followed by periods of struggle. I believe the Blue Jays will continue their winning ways and pile on another loss for the Twins here. As our first pick for this matchup, the Toronto Blue Jays money line is our full game side pick. When you look at how both of these starting pitchers have performed specifically in day games, there's a history of them being a bit shaky. Kevin Gausman has posted a 5.29 earned run average in these types of games, while Chris Paddock has a 4.43 earned run average during his daytime outings. This suggests that both pitchers might be more vulnerable than their overall numbers would indicate, which could open the door for a higher scoring game. The offense should definitely be there to score the runs, especially for a Toronto team that, as mentioned, has the 8th best batting average in the entire league. The Blue Jays have a knack for consistently putting the ball in play, and this ability will be a key factor in driving up the run total and leading to a high-scoring game. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Los Angeles Dodgers versus St. Louis Cardinals. The Los Angeles Dodgers are on the road for a weekend series, set to take on the St. Louis Cardinals at the iconic Busch Stadium. This matchup provides an interesting dynamic between 2 National League powerhouses, and this game is one that those following game outcomes will be watching closely. The Dodgers and Cardinals are squaring off on a Saturday afternoon, just one day after the Cardinals managed to take the series opener with a decisive 5-0 victory. In that game, the Los Angeles Dodgers actually collected 10 hits but struggled to string them together, scattering them throughout the contest and ultimately failing to score a single run. An important takeaway from that first game is that neither team had to use much of their bullpen, which should mean that both relief corps are fresh and ready to go. This could lead one to believe we might see a lot of zeros on the scoreboard in this game, especially in the later innings, and it might be worth giving the under a serious look. However, for my primary play, I am going to take the Dodgers on the money line. Sure, there isn't a ton of value or a huge payout on this line, but hopefully this will be as close to a sure thing as you can get in baseball. For this game, the Dodgers will be turning to their ace, Yoshinobu Yamamoto. While he did run into a bit of trouble in his last start against the potent New York Yankees, he has otherwise been absolutely dominant, mowing through most opponents he has faced all season long. His presence on the mound has to be considered a huge advantage for Los Angeles, especially when compared to the Cardinals starter, Eric Fedde. Fedde has been good enough and has put together a respectable season for St. Louis, but you have to believe that a Dodgers lineup that was held completely scoreless on Friday will find a way to balance things out and put up some big numbers on Saturday. I just don't think that Eric Fedde is a viable or trustworthy option on the mound at home for the Cardinals in this specific matchup, even though St. Louis has been playing some pretty solid baseball in their own ballpark this season. The reality is that the Dodgers still possess an extremely potent and dangerous lineup from top to bottom. When a team of this caliber goes down offensively, they don't normally stay down for long, and in all fairness, I fully expect the Dodgers to bounce back in a big way and get some revenge for Friday's shutout loss. With a fresh and rested bullpen ready to lock things down and a high likelihood of having the lead after the first 5 innings because of their clear pitching advantage with Yamamoto on the mound, surely the Dodgers will find a way to win this one. As our first pick for this matchup, the Los Angeles Dodgers money line is our full game side pick. When looking at recent trends for game totals, the over has been a very common result for Los Angeles, hitting in 8 of their last 10 games. The same can be said for St. Louis, as the over has cashed in 7 of their previous 10 games with 1 push. The Dodgers absolutely rake against right-handed pitching. They enter this matchup with plenty of motivation after being shut out, and they have had previous success against Fedde. Because of these factors, I fully expect them to score early and often in this contest. The Cardinals, for their part, have had some struggles at the plate recently, but they are undeniably one of the top 10 teams in the league when facing right-handed pitching. Their advanced stats back this up, as they rank 7th in WRC+, 5th in WOBA, and 3rd in BABIP in these situations. That level of offensive proficiency against righties may be enough for them to rattle Yamamoto and force their way into the Dodgers bullpen earlier than anticipated. If that scenario unfolds, Los Angeles' relief group, which has been vulnerable and ranks 2nd in the league for most home runs allowed, will certainly be put to the test. Both of these offenses have been absolutely excellent this season, establishing themselves as elite run-producing units. They are both in the top 5 in the league in batting average and in the top 10 in both on-base percentage and total runs scored. Eric Fedde is likely to struggle mightily trying to navigate a stacked Dodgers lineup that features a murderer's row of hitters. Stars like Shohei Ohtani, Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, Teoscar Hernandez, and Will Smith are all expected to hit Fedde well in this contest. All signs point to this being a higher scoring game, featuring 2 of the very best offenses that the league has to offer. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Atlanta Braves versus San Francisco Giants. On Saturday afternoon, the Atlanta Braves take on the San Francisco Giants in the second game of a 3-game set at Oracle Stadium. Last night, the game between these two was decided by a wild pitch in the 10th inning. I imagine we are in for another fun one today. On the mound, we will see Bryce Elder of the Braves and Logan Webb of the Giants. Elder has had a decent season so far but struggled in his first 3 starts. Following those starts, he has given up 3 or fewer runs in every start. Normally, these numbers would be very good for the Braves, but they are in a hitting slump and have lost his last 3 starts. I have a fear that Elder may find himself once again with the short end of the stick. The Giants are batting .248 and hold a record of 20-11 at home this year. The Giants will also bring in some momentum from getting the extra innings win yesterday. On the mound for the Giants, we will see another point of momentum in Webb. In his last start, he pitched 8 innings against the Padres, giving up 0 runs. These numbers exemplify the year that Webb has had, as he holds a 2.55 earned run average and has given up less than 2 runs in 8 starts this year. I believe that he may be able to control the mound for much of the game tomorrow, as the Braves are batting .213 over the past 6 games. Additionally, the Giants' bullpen has a 2.38 earned run average, giving up the fewest runs in the MLB. Overall, it seems like we have to trust Webb on the mound and have ample reason to believe that the hitting struggle for the Braves will continue. The Braves just can't finish a game this week, so it's hard to back them with confidence. Elder has been hittable lately, allowing 20 hits and 9 runs in his last 22.1 innings. In 22 road innings, Elder has a 5.73 earned run average and .259 allowed batting average. The Giants are coming off 3 straight wins and get a home game with Webb. While he's been great overall this season, Webb has a 2.63 earned run average and 1.11 WHIP in 74 career starts at Oracle. He's fantastic in this park. As our first pick for this matchup, the San Francisco Giants money line is our full game side pick. Webb has been lights out at home this year and hasn't benefited from much support this season. He has an earned run average of just 2.55, but is just 5-5 overall. The Giants have also gone under the number in 3 of Webb's last 5 starts. The Braves haven't fared much better in Elder's starts. They have gone under the number in 3 of Elder's last 5 starts as well. Coming into Friday night's series opener, the Braves have gone under the number in 3 of 5 games, while the Giants have gone under the number in 4 of 5 games. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.